Good afternoon and welcome to Matador News. I am Janette Mata.
And I'm Sarina Sandoval.
The Islamic State has killed a Jordanian pilot who has been held hostage. ISIS released a video on social media of Muaz al-Kasabe being burned alive. Jordanian officials believe he was executed as far as January 3rd. He was captured last December after his plane crashed following a bombing mission. Al-Kasabe had been part of failed negotiations between the Islamic State and the Jordanian government. The Jordanian government had agreed to release an imprisoned female Iraqi al-Qaeda militant in return for al-Kasabe. By the time Jordan officials came to the agreement, al-Kasabe may have already been dead.
UK lawmakers in the House of Commons are allowing scientists to create babies from DNA of 3 people. The move aims to prevent mothers from passing on inherited diseases by altering embryos before transferring them into the mother. If it becomes law, it would make Britain the first country in the world to allow embryos to be genetically modified. Critics of the law say the techniques cross a scientific boundary and could lead to the creation of designer babies.
The Department of Public Health confirms 6 cases of measles in San Bernardino County. There are now over 100 confirmed measles cases across 14 states, coast to coast. The growing outbreak has politicians voicing their support for vaccinations. The American Academy of Pediatrics urges parents to get their children vaccinated against measles and other childhood diseases. Dr. Anthony Fauci told Congress measles are spreading because kids aren't getting vaccinated.
I think it's very, very clear that you have one of the most highly effective vaccines against any virus, and you have a highly contagious disease, measles, that can have serious complications. So to me, it's really a slam dunk what the decision should be.
The CDC said measles were eliminated in the U.S. back in 2000. The disease can still be transmitted from international travelers and people that have not been vaccinated. CSUN's Greek activities have been canceled due to hazing last year. Prevents new pledges from joining fraternities and sororities during an event called Rush Week. Say the Greek life may not have as many members this semester as it usually does. President for Student Life says new recruitment will proceed once the university feels comfortable with the safety of the new members.
Students hosted CSUN's very first farmers market today at the USU. It's taking place at University Drive and Magnolia Walk. Students and faculty members stopped by for a snack as they headed to class. Fresh fruits and vegetables along with organic produce will be available every week. OC market hours will be from 10 to 2 every Tuesday this semester.
Frankie Benkovic is live with a guest who is here to talk about the farmers market.
So I am here with Associated Students Chair of Elections, Amber Bynum, who helped produce a farmers market here on campus. So tell me, Amber, what made AS want to bring a farmers market to CSUN?
So this was a vision of our Associated Students President, Tiffany Zaich, and our Vice President, Talar Alexandrian. And that was something that they really wanted to do when they were in office. And as well as our University President, Diane Harrison, she's very big on our sustainability movement. I think the ultimate goal, though, was just to have a place on campus where students can come and enjoy each other as well as, eat healthy on campus.
Cool. When I walked by earlier, there was a ton of traffic. What can you tell me the general reaction has been?
So students are just blown away by not only just the setup, but just having an actual farmers market on campus. This morning, the ribbon cutting ceremony was about 9:45 a.m. and students were bombarding, really excited. We were able to give away 100 tote bags, reusable bags for students, and those went away probably first 20 minutes that the market was going. So students are really excited that this is not only going to be just today, but for the rest of the semester.
Cool.
So,
were there any challenges your team had to face in order to get this event going?
I think the biggest challenges were just, cooperating with our different partners on campus and, just making sure that we're all benefiting for this and to have the same vision for everything.
All right, well, thank you for your time, Amber. Now back to you in the studio.
A new GAP report says the gap in attaining a bachelor's degree between the nation's richest and poorest students has doubled during the last 4 decades. The student comes out in the midst of President Obama's proposal to make 2-year community college free. The percentage of a student's earnings a bachelor degrees from low-income families has risen from 6 to 9% over the past 40 years. The percentage of students from wealthy families has increased from 44 to 77% during the same period. The study also finds the burden of paying for college has shifted from state and local government to student and families.
President Obama unveiled his more than $1 billion budget proposal for California transportation. This includes $330 million to be allocated to extending the Purple Line from Mid-City area to Century City and Los Angeles. Republicans have criticized Obama's spending as being excessive and too dependent on additional taxes. But Obama said Democrats and Republicans need to come together to pass the budget.
It helps working families' paychecks go farther by treating things like paid sick leave and child care as the economic priorities that they are. It gives Americans of every age the chance to upgrade their skills so they can earn higher wages. And it includes my plan to make 2 years of community college free for responsible students.
Obama's budget calls for more than $3 trillion in spending.
The Fresno Bee is reporting that the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services say the California High-Speed Rail Authority and the Federal Railroad Administration are not in compliance with environmental laws for building the bullet train in Fresno, Madera area. It says that the contractor's work is harming the habitat of foxes in the area. The San Joaquin kit fox has been on the federal endangered species for nearly 50 years.
Uber is opening up research facility in Pittsburgh to produce self-driving cars. The ride-sharing company is hiring 50 scientists from Carnegie Mellon University to help build the cars. CMU is known for the Mars rover and others various high-profile robotic projects. Uber CEO Travis Kalanick has said he would have self-driving cars take the place of humans. There's no word of any release dates for the vehicles.
And now here's William Ruiz with a sports update on the Super Bowl ratings and Warren Sapp's arrest.
The Super Bowl drew the highest ratings in the history of U.S. television. The game between the New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks on NBC was watched by 114 million viewers, 2.2 million more than last year. Katy Perry's halftime show also set a record, drawing 3 million more viewers than last year's performance by Bruno Mars. The coverage following the game was also a success. A special episode of The Blacklist was the most watched scripted show since 2004. The CSUN women's basketball team dropped the ball at the Big West Conference Saturday. The Matadors lost 63-49 to Hawaii's Rainbow's Joaquin. The highlight of the match came from senior Janette Sharp, who scored 15 points early in the game. Sharp also posted 5 rebounds and 3 assists and now has 339 free throws for her career. The Matadors trailed 8-0 early and made just 5 of its first 28 shots from the field. Freshman Caroline Gilling kept CSUN in the game in the first half by making all 3 of her attempts on a 3-point foul. The Rainbow Joaquin kept strong and unloaded a 12-0 run to take a 16-point lead into halftime. Hawaii finished strong and made 3 of its first 4 baskets in the second half of the game. The Lady Matadors will play against UC Davis tomorrow. NFL Hall of Fame lineman Warren Sapp has been arrested in Phoenix for soliciting a prostitute and assault. The NFL Network has suspended Sapp indefinitely without pay until the outcome of the arrest is investigated. Sapp worked for the network as an analyst. This is not the first time Sapp has had a run-in with the law. In 2010, Sapp was charged with a misdemeanor for domestic battery during the Super Bowl. That is it for sports. Back to you, Janet.
Whitney Houston's daughter, Bobby Brown, is in a medically induced coma after being found unconscious in her Georgia home over the weekend. Brown was found in her home by her husband, face down in a bathtub and unresponsive. A source close to the family says the doctor will not know the status of her brain function until the sedatives wear off. Police are not sure what happened to Brown.
Nothing stops a Michigan man from getting to work. Under any circumstances, 56-year-old factory worker James Robertson walks 21 miles each day. A long road to his factory is just the beginning of his day.
I can't imagine not working. I didn't want to end up doing nothing. Did you know how long it took me to find this job?
It takes Robinson 2.5 hours to get to work. Resident reacted to his story, and in less than 24 hours, the hardworking man is expected to receive cash donations. If you want to contribute to the cause, go visit fundme.com.
Thank you for watching Matador News. I'm Janette Mata.
And I'm Sarina Sandoval.
And I'm William Ruiz.